Welcome back guys to another video, and today a lot of you have been requesting for an Akai in-depth tutorial, and this is it. I'm about to do it finally. As you can see, I have played, he's one of my main tanks. I do have 328 matches with Akai. I do have a 74% win rate, which is not too bad. I played solo with him a couple times as well. Especially when I really need to adjust whenever I play solo. Akai is like one of my go-to tanks right now, and right now I've been playing Grok and Kufra a little bit and trying to learn those, but Akai is my main tank, and he's my main tank that I use. Right now Mythical Glory 55 this current season, still going up, but I haven't been playing as much because I've been editing some videos, commentating National Arena and all that stuff, and I still have school, so I can't really grind as much as I used to, like way before, where I got like 500 stars, and even I can probably go more if I really tried. And here we go. Before we start anything, let's go to our custom practice game and check out Akai's mechanics. To start off the mechanics for Akai, let's talk about his first skill first. So for his first skill, it is a jump, but it's not just any normal jump. It actually slows people down when you land on them. Plus, it gives you a shield, a small shield, depending on how much HP you have. So keep that in mind. That is really important whenever you're playing Akai. It could save your life if you have your first skill and you have that extra little shield to avoid a basic attack or two. All right. Now for the second skill, your second skill is pretty much an explosive projectile in a way. He throws like a projectile and then it explodes. You can also hit minions with this, and then you do more damage whenever you basic attack them. So as you can see, there's like a panda logo on top of the buff. If you hit them, there's actually a cooldown for that. It's only temporary. It doesn't stay there the whole time. So when you hit them, it stays there for a little bit. Then after a while, it actually goes up like that. See? But the important part about the second skill is if you hit people with this panda logo, that panda, your second skill, you can actually jump on them, and if you hit them, it actually stuns them a little bit. Okay, it stuns them. But if you jump on them without hitting your second skill, it doesn't stun them. See what I mean? This guy keeps hitting me. Okay, so make sure use your second skill first, jump, and then you'll stun them. If you don't hit them with your second skill, you'll know if they don't have a panda symbol on top of their heads. We can try it on Zilong. It's the same thing for minions and heroes. See, there's a green panda logo on top of their heads, and whoever has that marked on their heads, on the enemy heads, that means that you can stun them if you use your first skill on top of them. Okay, so that's really important to know Akai's combo. Now for his ulti, you can pretty much push people with his ulti. So what it does is you spin around, but it can get cancelled. That's the important part. It can get cancelled, but I'll explain first what the ulti does. You can spin around and you can push people out like that and pin them into the wall, pretty much. That's pretty much what I use the ulti for, to pin people into the wall. That's the important part. But keep in mind that people can use Purify to get away from this. And Diggy ulti, of course, to get away from this. And they can also, people can knock you up, like Chu can knock you up while you're ulting, and he'll end up canceling your ulti. So keep that in mind. So let's go over some tips and tricks, and maybe I'll explain more of the combo and stuff. Now for the tips and tricks, let's go over Akai's combo, which is super important. If you do not know this, you're playing Akai wrong, definitely wrong. Okay, so what a lot of people do, what I see people do on low ranks, what they do is they jump, second skill, and then they start auto attacking the guy. No. That's the wrong way to do it. What you want to do is second skill first, and then make sure that the second skill hit him, and then go in for that stun. All right. So whenever you don't hit your second skill and you jump on them, it doesn't stun them. Make sure they have the mark on top of their head. That's what I was trying to explain earlier. Okay. Another tip is every skill you do, you get a little bit of shield. See, I got a shield right there when I use my second skill. I got a shield right there when I use my first skill, and I also get a shield whenever I use my ulti. And that's really, really important when you're trying to run away and you're really, really low HP and you don't want to die. You don't want to waste immortality or stuff, something like that. Or you want to bait them into actually chasing you and thinking that they could kill you, but they can't because you have that extra little shield. That's super important when you're trying to run away. And plus, when you're setting up, like right here, usually what I do is I set up second skill. I go into a bush. I don't just show myself and then second skill. They're gonna have time to react. So when you want to gank, you want to stay inside a bush and then use your second skill and then first skill right away. All right, and then come up with the first skill right away and then ulti. You want to ulti them out of the way or into the wall. Most likely into the wall is probably the best idea, but sometimes what I do is I ulti towards my teammates so they could kill them if they're out of position. Okay, so that's also good. Another way of engaging is jump, petrify, because that's the same thing as having a stun, right? Jump, petrify, and then ulti. Ulti towards your teammates or ulti towards the wall. You can do many things, or you don't even need second skill or petrify. To be honest, you can actually jump in front of them, make sure that you'll actually ult them towards your teammates or towards the wall, and then ulti. Alright, it's pretty risky because you're not sure if you're gonna waste your ulti or not. But you know, it does work sometimes. It's very, very situational. So it's up to you to do what you want. Another tip is, let's say that these two Laylas closest to me are minions, okay? But the other Layla all the way at the back right there, right here, closest to me right now, is a hero. Your second skill actually has explosive damage, so it doesn't matter if a minion is blocking your second skill. As long as the hero is like near your second skill, the mark will go to them, as you can see. See, you don't have to hit them directly. They just have to be close to the second skill explosion. And you can actually set up for that. Okay, so you might be wondering like, oh, if there's people like hiding behind minions, you can't second skill them. You actually can, as long as they're close to the second skill. Okay, the second skill explosion, like I said. Self-explanatory. You can jump over walls. Your second skill can also go through walls, so make sure you know that. And I think that's about it for the tips and tricks. The petrify. Another thing, if you do the combo where you go in front, you can actually have sprint as a spell for Akai, if you guys did not know. And actually you sprint and then ulti. It's really, really hard to get away from Akai with ulti sprint because it's just way too fast to react to. Even if they have flicker, you'll actually catch up as long as you do the combo. So if you do run sprint on Akai, I'll talk about the spells more later. That's also a possible thing to do. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the combo. That's the most important part. Just learn the combos. It's just very situational. Practice where the trajectory of your ulti is gonna go. So if wherever you're facing, it goes that way. See, look at it. It depends on the movement of the enemies as well and your movement. So just practice the trajectory of your ulti. There's no tips. You just have to play Akai to learn how to use your ult correctly. That's about it. Let's talk about Akai spells, equipment, and some abilities. All right. To start off Akai's emblems, you can actually use tank emblem or support emblem. It's really up to you. If you have another tank, like some people do, a lot of team comps right now are doing double tank like Minotaur Akai. If you know that Minnow is going full tank and he's using tank emblem, you can actually use support emblem because you're a lot faster, you have cooldown and hybrid penetration, and you hurt more. And whenever you hit people, whenever you hit enemies, your teammates actually do a bit more damage to the enemies when you try to engage. Now, what's it called? The emblem that I use the most is the tank emblem because you want to be as tanky as possible when you're playing Akai. But again, the support emblem is also an alternative. Let's go back here. You want to get movement speed, rupture for hybrid penetration, and then focusing mark for that talent. Okay, now for the tank emblem, you want to get shield, magical defense plus 12, and then fortress, physical defense plus 8%. I already explained this from a video before about Chu. You want to get magical defense straight up points first because mages are usually stronger early game. So magical defense with like solid points first are way better. Now marksmans are way stronger late game. That's why percentage is better than just solid points. And that's why I put fortress on the second row instead of purity, which gives magical defense 2.5%. Alright? That's if the enemy has a mixture of physical damage and magical damage. Now you can also change this, and if you have more talent pages, and you're ready, if let's say the enemy has all magic damage, you're gonna want to change this to purity, of course. If the enemy has all physical damage, you want to change this to physical defense, obviously. All right, so it's situational as well. But most of the time, in general, this is the emblem that you will be going for, because most of the time, the enemy team comp has a mixture of physical and magic damage. For the talent, you're gonna want to go for tenacity. Which is it makes you more tanky when your health is below 40%. Increases by 35 points for physical and magical defense. So that's really good. Makes you more tanky. For this one, I know that Akai already does a lot of damage with his second skill. His basic attack is a lot stronger whenever you do based on his HP when you use his second skill, when you hit people with your second skill. So, but as a tank player, you're not focusing on killing people. You're focusing on engaging and tanking for people. I mean, this could also work, the attack and defense talent, if you want to do more damage, yes. But as a tank, you want to stick to your role and just, play that role and die for people. You don't have to die all the time, of course, and be tanky for people and engage. And that's all I'm trying to explain. All right, so let's go over Akai spell right now. For Akai spell, you want to go for Petrify most of the time, and you could also use Sprint. Now, there's no other spell that you are going to want to go for. I can't see Akai going for any other spell, to be honest with you. Sprint and Petrify should be the best choice. I mean, Flicker could kind of work, I guess. Vengeance could work as well. If you don't want to get focused by marksmen, it could work as well. For Purify, let me explain this to you. Your ulti actually has a free Purify. I forgot to explain this earlier. Your ulti has a free Purify, so if you get crowd controlled, you can actually use your ulti to get away from situations. And that is why you don't want to take Purify. You want to take Sprint or Petrify most of the time. What I do is I mostly use Petrify. So if I don't hit people with my second skill, I can still stun them either way, and they can't get away from it if they don't have Purify, right? Sprint is also a good choice if they have like a Diggy. If they have a lot of, if you know they have a lot of Purifies, use Sprint. Because even if they Purify and then you Sprint and then you ulti, they can't get away because you're way too fast. Okay, so choose between Petrify and Sprint. That's all I can suggest to you. All right, now let's go over Akai's equipment. Now let's go over Akai's items right now. The first row is the only build that you want to focus on right now. The second row and the third row, you don't have to look at that. But again, everything is situational. If the enemy is all magical damage, build all magic resist. If the enemy is all physical damage, build all armor. All right, that all depends. But in general, this is the only build that you would go for most of the time. All right. So assist boots gives you more HP, movement speed, and 80 gold whenever you get an assist. So that's really good since you're not a killer. Most of the time, you're gonna get assists to build your items more. You know, to get to full items much faster. You need those extra gold, and it actually adds up, especially if you get a lot of assists. Even if you hit them just a little bit with your second skill, you get that assist and you get that extra gold. For the main core item, the first main core item, it's gonna be Curse Helmet, which gives you 920 HP and magical defense because mages are stronger early game. That's why you want to build magical defense as first items. Except for, like, let's say Johnson. I actually explained this on my tutorial. Usually you want to build magic resist first, except for heroes like Johnson, because Johnson should build armor first because of his passive. He gets more shield whenever he has more armor. But for this case, since Akai does not have that passive, the same passive as Johnson, you want to go for magical defense, alright? So this this Curse Helmet actually gives you a bit more damage whenever you're near people. It deals 1.5% of the hero's max HP as magic damage whenever you're near them. And then it deals 50% damage to minions, which is really good. It helps you on wave clearing as if you're alone defending a lane or something. So that really, really helps. Now, the second main core item will be Anti-Cuirass. I don't really know how to pronounce that last Cuirass? Cuirass? Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but hopefully I'm saying it right. Gives you 920 HP, 54 physical defense, and some more HP regen for sustain. This pretty much gives, it reduces the enemy hero's ability or attack power by 6% whenever they are focusing you. This is really, really effective, especially because you're a tank, obviously. They're most likely going to focus you since you're the front line. So, you know, it also stacks up 3 times, so that's actually really, 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 really strong. Now, for the third main core item, Sky Guardian Helmet will give you more HP. Now you might be wondering, oh, why are all the items with HP? Even my boots has more HP. You can actually sell your boots at the end game, by the way. Um, you're pretty much taking advantage of Akai's passive. So Akai's passive is it gives you shield based on your HP. Um, yeah, it gives you shield based on your HP, your max HP. So the more HP you have, the bigger that shield is. And plus your second skill, it's also based off your HP. The more HP you have, the more your second skill will hurt. So that's why we're building all HP items. You might be some people build Dominance Ice, which I don't get. Maybe for cooldown and mana, but I'm not a big fan of that since Akai's ulti is not that, it's like 25 seconds, 30 seconds at max level for the ulti. So this gives you more sustain, especially when you eliminate heroes and assist. Thunderbelt, this adds more crowd control to you, and it also gives you cooldown reduction and physical defense. So this is more armor, mana regen, and HP. So overall, this is just a good item. Adds more damage, slows people down, and equal to 2% of heroes' total HP for the enemy. True damage, by the way, because it's Thunderbelt. It's kind of like Endless Battle, but a more miniature version because it is a tank item. Now for the last item, it's going to be Immortality. It's just to play it safe. If you get caught, it's always good. Extra magical damage, extra magical defense, sorry, and extra HP again. And yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it for the build. That's the balanced build right there. Immortality is always important for like any hero, to be honest, for the last build, especially if it's like super late game. Let's go over some of my Akai's gameplay and try to explain to you what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing. All right, I'll see you there. So here we are at the gameplay. Let's start this gameplay and let me try to explain to you what is going on. So I am with Kenray, which is my squad mate. I will be going mid with him. Like again, most of the tanks right now are usually going mid to support the mages so they can wave clear the jungles faster. So that is what's gonna happen right here. Usual laning phase. We're just gonna wave clear these minions and try to go for the blue. Yeah, try to go for the blue as fast as possible. This guy actually messed up because he's stealing experience from us. We're sharing experience between the three of us instead of just the two of us, and that's why he got triggered. He's gonna get level 4 later than the Harley because the Harley farmed mid lane by himself. And look at Gord again, taking experience from Lunox and I. And he also took a little bit of gold. If you guys did not know that, you actually share gold and experience whenever you're near people. That's why make sure to not steal farm from people. Alright? So he's just gonna, he's gonna freaking stay mid. Yeah, Kenray telling him to go top. But me and Kenray will go down bot because he took the blue. So Kenray needs the blue for Lunox. He needs to spam his skills. So I will help him for that. Sorry about the advertisement. I actually fixed it. I made it a lot smaller. I don't have this enabled anymore. I actually turned it off because it blocks like majority of my gameplay. But now on my live streams, I turned it off and it's only a small one right here. A small one that goes around right here. So yeah, there it is. Kenray finally got his blue since Gord stole the first one. And I'm trying to stun Harley. Nice teleport from Harley. I could not stun him. Again, as I told you earlier, the combo is second skill, first skill. That's what I tried to do, but I missed. Harley actually teleported on time and juked me, but that's alright. I'm not even level 4 yet. Kenray had to recall, and I had to recall to get more HP and some mana. I saw that there was a lot of people bot lane, and I was willing to help. Goshen died already. We actually had 3 mages, and I was the only tank, so we were having trouble in winning this game. We were only a trio. It was me, Cloud, and Kenray that was playing. And these two people they didn't want to adjust. And look at my combo. I petrified. If your stun doesn't hit, just petrify to get more, to get more crowd control time. And right there, I used my ulti perfectly to make sure that Claude does not get to teleport. If you did not know, you can actually interrupt people from using their skills whenever you're hitting them with your ulti. So to stop them from using any of their skills, you can ult them, and they won't be able to use your ulti as long as you're hitting them constantly. And I see Aldous actually ulting Lunox right here, but he got scared. Nice light form from Lunox, and he's gonna be running away. I just wanted to make sure that he doesn't go in on Lunox. My job right now is to protect Lunox and just try to make Kenray as fed as possible. This is actually good. I don't know why Harley ulted me instead of Lunox, and I actually outplayed Aldous. Look at that. I used my ulti. I knew that I had ulti up, and I went in front of Aldous because I knew that there was no minions to tank for him, and I ended up making him tank the tank the tower, and he ended up dying, which is a great outplay. So right now we had to recall since we were 1 HP. Lunox will be defending that bot tower right there. But yeah, they actually got it. But I think he almost got clawed right there. It was a 1v2. Harley ulted him, but good thing the Harley was not that good. If the Harley was actually good right there and hit his cards while he ulted, he would have killed Kenray no problem. But good thing he was, he was alright. He was alright. He was not that good. Right now, just helping Kenray farm. Yeah, don't farm by yourself, please. If you're a tank player, I accidentally stole that. I didn't mean to. He bursted it pretty well. His retribution was way too early. That's why I accidentally took the farm right there. But I didn't mean to. Usually, you want to give your mages the farm, the jungle minions. Don't take it from your mages. Right here, I see Aldous ulting again, and I'm trying to just protect Kenray. Ulti as much as possible. I canceled Harley's cards again, so he's not going to be able to use it. I'm just going to go in front of Kenray. I'm trying to front as much as possible so that Kenray doesn't get hit by the cards from Harley, and he will die, see? Just make sure to protect your carries, and you should be good to go as a tank. Try to front as much as possible. Try to zone. He's trying to get lifesteal from these minions. That's why he's in front of me, and he's closer to the enemy base. But most of the time, what you want to do is if you're sieging the tower, you're gonna want to zone and stay in front on towards the enemy instead of towards your base. So you scare them. You actually scare them and put pressure on the map whenever you're sieging the tower like that. And since we got a kill down bot and they got Chu just a moment ago, we got to get Turtle for free, no contest. Good thing Gord actually helped a little bit with the objectives. We saw that Kari was getting ulted by Aldous right there, and we're actually gonna try to help Aldous. So here we go. I tried to save him, but I was way too late. I got him stuck right there just to make sure he doesn't get away. And Helkert, I'm pretty sure he was gonna die, but I saw Gord having trouble right here. I tried to save him, and I did. I think maybe. I did save him. Oh my god, I saved his life. Okay, I forgot about that play. Okay, so make sure to hit your second skill so you can be able to save your teammates as well. So I'm 4-0-2. I don't know how. I don't mean to KS every single kill. I'm just trying to save my teammates, and I'm just trying to protect and try to do as much damage as possible so that we can get ahead of the gold and the game. So again, I'm gonna help Kenray do the red buff so she can have the blue. Lunox doesn't have really good wave clear in the jungle, and that's why I had to help her whenever she does her red or blue. And here we go. Yeah, just going around, just cleaning up the jungle. Pretty self-explanatory right here. I saw that Aldous was taking the crab right here, and Goshen was actually having some trouble. So what I do sometimes is I just camp the bush, and I try to just check which lane is having trouble. Whichever lane is having trouble, that's pretty much the lane that I'm going to try to help. Right here, sorry about the advertisement again. I already took that off. But by the time of this gameplay, it was already too late. Again, you didn't have to second skill, and like I explained earlier, you don't have to second skill every single time. You can just jump and then ulti right away. And that's what I did exactly right there when I killed Chu. Again, second skill stun, Helkert couldn't use anything because he was stunned for a second. That little bit of crowd control actually really matters. Aldous is way too fast, but he ends up getting killed by Lunox. Right there. So right now, me and Lunox are just doing work. We're at it together. I'm just trying to stick next to him and just try to support as much as possible. We're gonna steal their blue buff. Try to at least. Try to steal. We see Claude going in. Yeah, I knew he was gonna teleport, so I didn't want to waste my first skill, because if I use my first skill, I'm gonna ult right here. But I actually failed to save Lunox. I tried my best to save Lunox, but I was way too late. And I believe I'm gonna die right here. I will die. Yeah, I think it was still on. I don't think it's on cooldown. I just pressed it way too late, which is my mistake. I could have saved them if I wanted to. I think what I was thinking on that play was I was worried about the trajectory of the ulti. I didn't want him. Yeah, I didn't want the enemies getting pushed towards Lunox, and that's why I ulted so late. That's probably what happened. But anyways, we just want Kari to get to late game and Lunox to get fed, which is what's going on right now. Me and Lunox are just doing work. Kari still needs some farm. Gord is, he has his own world. I don't know what he's doing. Goshon doesn't even know how to combo earlier. So, yeah. I'm gonna help Lunox. He's wave clearing this. I'm starting the red buff for her so she can get it clearly. Look at it's already half health. Akai actually does a decent amount of damage as a tank. Gord is gonna ulti. I ult in. So make sure that we get the turtle. I ult in so they don't get it. And here we go. By the way, I explained earlier, if you guys did not watch the spells section of this tutorial, your ulti actually has a free purify. Alright? Your ulti has a free purify. So if you're crowd controlled and you want to get away as quick as possible, make sure to hit your ulti. Again, the combo, second skill, jump. That's it. It's like, it's very, very common sense to play Akai. Like, not common sense. How do you say this? Self-explanatory. Logical to play Akai. Yeah, it's common sense was not the right word. My first skill is already up. My ulti's up. I'm there to save Chu. You can actually cancel the Chu kick or the Chu follow-up if you ulti before he follows up. So that's what I did exactly. And Gord ended up living again. I saved him twice now. Freaking Gord, always out of position. But that's alright, as long as he's trying to help as much as possible. We're gonna try to steal their buff. Again, we see that the bot lane is actually pushing. I see that Aldous is actually ulting right here, but I don't care about Gord because I'm trying to save Lunox. You feel me? That's my teammate, and Lunox so fed right now. Yep, gonna get a double kill. I saw Gord got ulted by Aldous, but I had to protect Kenray. I prioritized Kenray over some random guy, and this guy ulted me again. He's gonna get stuck. You don't have to do the, again, I explained earlier from the tips and tricks, you don't have to do your combo all the time. You can just ulti to save a life, or you could ulti to, you know, save yourself as well, or to outplay other players. So that is it for the gameplay, guys. Let's look at our items and let's see how we did. The damage done on towers and heroes. Let's check it out. So here we go, 31, alright. So this was actually not too long ago. Of course, Kenray got the MVP because he is the carry after all. I tried to stick next to him as much as possible, as you saw on the gameplay. And look at this. We almost matched her score. He ended up getting MVP even though I had 13 assists and he only had 12 kills. But kills count more than assists, so that's probably why. Let's look at the hero damage and stuff. Oh, I missed it. There it is. Alright, so 14%. I did 14% damage on heroes as a tank. So I did more damage than Gord. Gord actually did 12. 29% as a tank. I took 29% from the enemy. And tower damage 16%. Kari had the most, of course, because he's the marksman. So that is it for the gameplay, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys have any questions or if you guys have any suggestions or feedback, please make sure to comment those below. I also have the giveaway link below, so make sure to have that on you. It's the weekly giveaway for this week. If you don't make it for this week, then the link will not work anymore. So make sure to click that in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys around. Peace.